All right. So we are the Spoiler Kings, and this week the movie we are doing is the Scream. I guess Scream 2022. Because there's already a Scream, just Scream, and now there's another Scream. Because yeah. So we're gonna.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that.
There is. So I figured we'll do no spoilers because there are some kind of big spoilers that we'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, so you just want to do do you want to do the trailer?
I think it is important, at least for this one. Yeah, a lot of new audience members don't really keep up with Scream just because it's kind of been outdated and it's more fed to the legacy fans.
Big time. It's surpassed SpiderMan. Wow,
that's
for the weekend box office. I mean, also SpiderMan's been on there for what, a month now, almost a month.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
So, yeah, thank you, Mike. All right, let me bring this up. This one though, I'm gonna mute.
Okay.
So, how about you want to just watch the trailer and talk about it a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, because it is what 25 years later.
25 years later. Thing. A whole new experience for some of our legacy survivors and some new faces, which is cool. This is kind of like the passing of the torch, hopefully for newer generations. Hopefully we get some newer fans that get obsessed just as much as me when I was in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, the original Scream from '96 is definitely I mean, it's hard to say a classic because it's, I mean, I feel like, because I remember watching it in theaters and going and seeing it. But definitely it's a classic. It's just, I mean, people love the original one. And I think this one was definitely trying to, they even said it in the movie, a requel, where it's not a reboot, but it's not a sequel. And it's kind of what it is,
right?
But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just 25 years later, continuing. This is what, technically number 5.
Yep, right? That's right.
5. So like I said, we'll go no spoilers. So man, what do you think about it? No spoilery.
So without spoilers, I just kind of want to talk about the cast a little bit. I did have some favorites. So I'm always a big fan of the person that's so knowledgeable about movies in general, or just slasher film, trivia and rules of how to survive. I always like that guy or that person. In this sense, it's a girl that knows the rules and how to survive, and she could even try to predict and tries to put everybody on the spot as everybody else does to each other. And so they keep giving this theme like anybody can be the killer, anybody. And so that kind of plays into the storyline, right? And without spoiling, again, we'll do that in just a hot second. Give us 10 minutes, save us in your favorites, and we'll be right back. But with no spoilers, I liked Tara and who else? Tara,
Mindy, I believe, was the one
in the opening scene.
No, that was Tara. I believe, right?
That was Tara. And then who's her sister? Sam. Yeah. They really stood out to me the most, and I could totally see them going on with this franchise, assuming they survive. We don't know. We'll find out in just a hot second. But they were pretty cool to me. And that's about it. The jock dude, he didn't really stand out. Nobody else really had memorable scenes to me to where I'm like, man, I'm upset that this happened, or I'm upset that they didn't get utilized as much. I didn't really get too much of that, except for I guess some of the legacy characters. Sidney Prescott comes back, Gail Weathers, and Dewey. Dewey did his thing. He had a lot of screen time, and I'm always a fan. So he did his thing, and Sidney didn't really look strong to me, but she did.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we did get a call back to her because she's OG. That's how I felt about it. That's most of the things that stuck out to me and what I liked, without spoilers, of course. What about you, Tank? What you like?
I like Jack Quaid. He was Richie.
Okay.
He's the boyfriend of Sam. I liked him, but it's also like he's a pretty good actor. So I mean that's not too bad. Melissa Barrera, I believe her name is.
Okay.
She was in The Heights. I don't know if you remember that.
She was. Okay.
She was in The Heights.
She was in the yeah. She plays Sam.
So she plays Sam. She was pretty good. I didn't mind her. I just feel like I see her. I don't know, but I just feel like she's in a lot of things lately. You know, I don't know. Or she's she's definitely kind of making a name for herself. And then Tara was Jenny Ortega.
Yes,
and she was like a Disney star. So the Sam and Tara, the two sisters, like you said, they're kind of semi big-ish or getting big on their own right. So they're not like nobodies. And I feel like Courtney Cox, when the original was made, was like legit, Friends and everything. And then Nev Campbell obviously is a legend in the 90s. And I see it definitely swinging, newer, younger like women.
Right.
But yeah, the cast was pretty good. The gore was pretty good. I didn't mind the gore.
It was there.
Yeah, because it's not like Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of gore. You know what I mean? The original Scream wasn't like that. It was always something else. Hold on, let me take care of this these comments real quick. But I don't know, what were some of the bad things? I don't. Real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry. I did like Mindy, and that's who I was gonna say. Mindy was the expert, the expert on Stab. Stab is the movie. Yeah, Stab is the movie based on Scream from the movie. It's Scream got really weird, by like number 4. I know Oli posted something. I don't even know who Kirby was. I don't think I ever seen 4. Kirby. I gave it up by then.
Kirby is alive. Who's Kirby?
Yeah, Kirby is alive. She survived Scream 4.
Wasn't that memorable? Yeah, I don't remember.
Put some respect.
Who I'm asking, who's Kirby?
What's her name? Hadden Panatine Calentine,
the
little girl from Racing Stripes, and she played Remember the Titans.
Oh, her. I was a fan of her.
Heroes.
Yeah. We didn't get any of her. Spoiler alert.
No. Well, from what I understand, they were trying to stay away from 4.
Oh, they were trying to stay away from 4 because 4 had a really bad rap. They tried to do some goofy stuff where they tried to incorporate new and old, but they did it the wrong way, and it's just that's a whole other video. But with this one, things that I'm not gonna spoil who, but the people were gonna die in the movie, right? So some of the people that we saw goodbye to, it was just like, how could you? But they got a good send off. The people who did die, that I'll reveal.
With some respect on Scream 4. I'm sorry, Oli. I think you might be the only one that respects that, because man,
I enjoyed it. I'll watch it again.
I don't even think I watched it. I don't even think I watched it. I gave up by then. I gave up by then.
So you gave up at 3 then? With the
3 was bad, and it ruined it for me. 3 was. I don't remember.
Her brother, and that's when Conrad dies in the beginning.
Oh yeah, with the brother. You didn't like that one? It was okay.
I seen it one time, and I'm like, I don't want to watch more and have it ruin the original, because I was really afraid, and so I didn't even watch 4
from 3. It did get worse, so but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't. Well, what about some of the bad things? No spoilery about this
Bad
one.
things. Ooh. Um. Without spoiler, that's a tough one. I guess
Yeah.
believability with some of the storyline, with some of the even killer wise. I don't want to give it away yet, but like you gotta draw the line somewhere. Yeah, draw the line
Yeah.
somewhere, right? I know people that are um that sometimes they have mental issues and they have like this amazing strength sometimes, right? Some serial killers have amazing strength. They don't lift, they don't do nothing to take care of their bodies like that, but they have this like, and I don't want to call it what some people call it because it's really offensive, but they have this impeccable strength that comes from nowhere, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that coming from the killer.
The
Again, no
bad guy.
spoilers. Yeah, from the bad guy, because it was just like, and like one thing that leaves me like liking the Scream movies is I'm always trying to guess who the killer is, right? That's what everybody's doing, trying to guess who the killer is because it's always a surprise, and it's always a surprise usually. But in this one, I kind of had my hand on the mark almost the whole time. Some of the events, I'm like, oh, I know they did that. Like it was just too predictable. Some things.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it didn't have me like completely flipped out by the end where I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I kind of knew, just because Scream, you kind of know where it's going, so that was kind of like it, but overall it was not really too not suspenseful, surprising. I wasn't like by the end I wasn't like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like to me the end of the first one, the original 96 one, that ending, like that was legit, where you're like, holy crap, what? Like there's two of them and they're doing this and they had all these like crazy things and it was bonkers. And I think all the other ones try to live up to it, and without seeing 4, so I can't really comment on that. This one probably was one of the better ones that lived up to something like that.
With the reveal?
With the reveal, I wasn't like completely shocked. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna be at that 96 Scream level, but definitely I'm like, oh, okay.
No spoilers.
And then we'll get into that. We'll get into spoilers in a second. So you wanna do our rating, and then we'll go into spoilers, full spoilers.
Yeah.
All right,
let's do it.
All right. Oh, I gotta hide that. All right, go for it. Let me hide this.
What's up, TikTok? Us spoiler kings here at the Nerd Huddle like to review movies a little bit differently. So instead of the 5-star system or any of that crazy stuff, we have a little mechanic that we like to use where we rate a movie a watch now, a watch later, or a watch never. A watch now means drop everything, spend all your coin towards this movie because it's that good. A watch later means the movie was okay, you can put it on the back burner, watch it when it comes out streaming or just later in general. Or a watch never, which means don't spend any of your money on this because it was that bad. With that being said, what do you think?
I'm gonna give Scream, I see that just that alone bothers me. It was like, don't do it. And they even made fun of that in the movie, which when we get into spoilers, I got things to say about that. But overall, I'm gonna probably give it a later. It wasn't so bad where I'm like, oh no, but it didn't. It held up enough, but it's also like it's being held up to such a high standard that it will never be able to, like, no sequel will ever be able to get to that level again. It's just no, but it was fairly good, a little over the top, very Scream. It was very Scream-esque, which I gotta say. So definitely good for a requel or reboot sequel. So I'm giving it a later. What about you, man?
So I'm kind of right there with you. I was a little bit disappointed in some of the delivery of the movie, some of the kill scenes. They set it up so well. Some of these scenes were set up amazing, but then like the actual killing or whatever, it just was lackluster. Like in the previous Scream movies, I was always looking for like revenge kills or something to where I'm like, oh, and it, it stings. You're like, man, I want to see what happens next. I didn't get that too much from this one, but it did have the Scream-esque, tropes. They broke a few things that they normally do. Like, for example, we'll get into that in a hot second. They broke a few rules that they don't normally break. Let's just leave it at that. And for that, I'm giving it a later. But it did okay. Cast was great. I hope to see other Scream movies in the future, so it didn't turn me down. But yeah, me watching this one, I'm gonna ask you, of course. And the question is, would you watch this again? I would definitely watch this again. It's just you got to watch it later. You got to wait till it comes out streaming or something. What about you? What do you think?
I'll probably watch it again. I'll probably watch it again at home. It was a little disappointing, theater wise, but definitely more of a at home kind of scary movie night kind of thing. Yeah, definitely at home. All right, let me get rid of this cat. He's going bonkers. I guess he must have got some catnip or something. So yeah,
love it.
Yeah, so I'll watch it. I'll watch it later again. Like definitely. It's not like other movies where I'm like, I gotta go to the theater again and see it again. No. So right. Yeah, that's where I'm about it. And then right now we have a poll on YouTube, so if you want to go and answer the poll, you can give your rating for Scream. Right now we have 2 votes. We have one person said now and one person said never. So
never. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
I'd love to hear why you think that, because there was killing in the movie. There was a build-up in a sense, and there were some crazy plot twists that we'll get into in just a hot second with these spoilers.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't give it a never. I don't think it's even close to being a never. It has potential to even be a now if they improve on a few things. But
it was close. Yeah, it was close. And then crap. I was gonna look up Rotten Tomatoes and my computer decided to do something else. So on Rotten Tomatoes. Here we go. Let's see. So it is sitting at a 75% with the critics and 84% with the audience. So not bad. So that's where it is. And then like Oli said earlier, it took over the box office number 1, which is not really a surprise. I'm not too surprised. I mean, SpiderMan's been sitting there for a while because that's a movie you go see over and over again in theater. And I feel like this one was definitely gonna be one where it was good. It was, a good way to dethrone Spider-Man. We got Randy in chat. What's
Hello.
up?
Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Always blessing us with your presence.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You ready?
All right. Now let's get to the good stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Hold on. I forgot about it. All right. Do it again. All right. There we go. Dude, we talked about that for like 5 minutes. I completely forgot about it.
That's okay. Editing wise will be good.
Yeah.
I did post in the group. Oh, I should probably feature that as a phone.
Feel kind of relevant. All right, so we got Oli coming in hot right away. So spoiler alert: Kirby is alive. Who we said was what's her name?
She's the blonde.
Hayden Peanut.
Yes,
Hayden Terry. Yeah. So I don't remember that character. So
yeah.
So, but I mean, she is a big enough actress where if they wanted to do that, they could bring her back.
Yeah,
So,
spoiling time. So if ooh yeah, that was not really a spoiler for this movie. Spoiler for last movie, but yeah, it's spoiling time. So go ahead, save us to your favorites and come back to us. We appreciate it.
yeah. And then R.I.P. Randy. We got to meet Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, I got to meet him. He's nuts, but he's cool.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
he's gone a little nuts. I think money changes a person, and he's a great example because he was like a really well-rounded dude. When I like was keeping an eye on him before, when he was in the limelight, when he was doing Jamie Kennedy experiment and all that, he was dope.
Randy's out.
Hasta mañana.
Or just rewind and watch the non-spoilery part.
There you go. You can do that too. We're up on Twitch, YouTube, and YouTube. Yeah, Facebook. There you go.
Yeah, YouTube you can rewind. Facebook, I think you can't. I'm not too sure. I don't watch too much live stuff on YouTube or on Facebook. I mean, the way Judy died was horrible. Which one was Judy? Judy was
the sheriff.
Oh yeah.
Such a it kind of pissed me off, really. So they reeled her in fishing style and kind of dangled her son in front of her, who's played by Wes Hicks, which I don't know if you know, that was a nice little callback to Wes Craven naming him that, which is pretty cool.
Well, that's the character's name is Wes Hicks. Yeah. I mean, even look at Sam and Tara. Their last name is Carpenter.
Yeah,
John
exactly.
Carpenter. I mean,
of course, because they always pay homage to the Michael Myers movies, to the Halloween.
Yeah. They made a lot of references to like all those classic, films, which is pretty cool. But yeah, definitely Wes Hicks was a new character, and I was like, oh, of course they were gonna have a Wes in the movie,
right?
So
it's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't. That one, Judy's death was the one I was most pissed off about, because even Wes's death afterward was even more aggravating. Like, she's a cop. Why didn't she have a gun on her? Because I get like she's running up, she got surprised, blah blah blah. What?
You don't know whether prepared.
This is what you literally trained for. Yeah, you should have been running with the gun already in your hand.
Yes.
Like exactly. What?
You literally get a phone call that your son is in trouble and you don't bring a gun and you're a cop driving in a cop car. She was driving in her sheriff car. You couldn't bring a shotgun on the way.
The after that scene was done, I was like, that was such a wasted moment where I feel like Judy should have killed her son by accident. But that's what because it would have made more sense of her already having the gun, already like kind of panic, and he's in the shower, right? Have him like dry off, like with a towel, and she sees a white face and she just like unloads like one or two times by accident.
Maybe and then give her a PTSD kind of spiel where like she's always like, and she shoots and panic triggers or something. That would be cool.
Yeah, or like she drops the gun and like is like sad, and then Ghostface comes and kills her that way. I was like, that would have been more meaningful, because like Ghostface would be like, hey, I'm messing with, because Ghostface is already messing with her.
Yes.
Like with that. But it was,
and that's a Ghostface thing to do. That really is. It really is. They would have tied it.
Like, I'm gonna mess with you. Yeah, and then Wes's. You're telling me you didn't hear siren like outside your house, and for some reason the siren stopped as soon as it came to the house. I was like, he's in the shower. He's not deaf.
Yeah.
It was like
doing karaoke in the shower or anything. Definitely not.
Yeah, maybe if he had the music on, like blaring, but he didn't. Who takes a shower in the middle of the day?
Wes.
I guess so. So that one that was
my 14th reason right there. That was my 14th reason.
Yeah.
Have you seen the series? Have you seen 13 Reasons? I haven't finished it.
No, I haven't finished it either. Yeah, it's
Mm.
that one was my most upsetting. That whole
Damn it, Wes.
part was kind of like but uh, but Oli
Dead
said
body. Yeah.
yeah.
I like Dewey's.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, here real quick.
spoiler alert.
That's what I thought too.
Mhm.
I thought Wes was going to see his mom and then kind of freak out, and that whole scene, it just didn't play right. It didn't play right.
I think I want to like give him benefit of the doubt and say that was like a rush scene because there's no way you could have pieced that together purposely with time prepared and do that. Yeah, it didn't look right.
Yeah.
And then we did have some other killer scenes like Dewey's death. Rest in peace, because that was brutal. It was an honor too. I think even in the trailer, right? The killer's like, it was an honor, and like, boom.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
I mean,
you always gotta kill a legacy character.
Yeah, man, why him though? I mean, he's too easy. Well, how about have a harder fight with Sidney or Gale? Even like he's got hella nerve damage. He's been stabbed like what 11, 12 times. Yeah. He survived like multiple stabbings. Like even in the movie, his job makes him retire early because they're like, nah, bro, you ain't got it no more.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like walking with a limp and stuff, and he looks like trash. Even Gale was like, "Oh, you don't look good."
I see why you're shooting either.
Yeah. So yeah, but the Dewey one was really well, and I felt like that was like him going back after shooting Ghostface. Going back was kind of also like very like silly, but it was also silly. Scream silly. Like, of course he would do that. It's like, because he has to be the hero and he knows the rules kind of thing. So that made sense. In the Scream world, it made sense. But yeah, that was probably the goriest kill, maybe.
Yeah, it was
bloodiest.
Like really kept going, like really ended him, which was good night. It's SpiderMan Kings After Dark. Yeah.
Yeah. Dewey's death was bittersweet because it was very well done, very good, but it sucks to see him go. But
hopefully we see his spirit in the next one.
Ghostface is actually a ghost.
Oh, I mean, if Halloween movies can get into the magical world of BS, why not Scream?
Right?
They went witchcraft, storyline at some point. It didn't do well, but it's there as an option.
Yeah. We got some more.
Kyle Garner, my boy. Do you know Kyle Garner, by the way? He had a role in a Wes Craven movie. Which they always allude back to the Freddy Krueger movies as well. But in the Freddy Krueger remake, which I know they kind of messed up his face. I like the old one better, but he had a role in there. And he's actually, his character, Quentin, is a playable character in the Dead by Daylight video game.
How cool is that? No way.
Yes. Now, they didn't get the rights to his likeness, so he doesn't look like Kyle Gallner, but they made a Quentin, which he played Quentin, so it's cool. Yeah. He even was like in talks with the developers via Twitter for a little bit, and everybody was getting excited, like, hey, everyone's telling me that, a video game character that's supposed to be like me doesn't look like me. Let's change that. And then Matthew Cote hit him up like, hey, yeah, let's do this. And then nothing came from that.
It's never happened.
Never happened.
I mean, I'm sure it was probably money or something like that might have showed up in it. But that kind of sucks. But that's kind of cool, though.
Right.
That he showed up. He was Vince. I'm trying to remember who he was. Vince. Who the hell was Vince?
He was he was the creeper teenager that was like the badass with the car. He had a very small role. He had the mustache and he was like smoking and whatnot. He didn't really I didn't catch it at first until like later in the scenes. I'm like, oh, that's Kyle Gallner. And then when I realized, I was like, oh, that's cool. He played in a Wes Craven remake, and they're always alluding to Wes Craven movies. Like in the first Scream, they're like, not you, Freddy or Frederick, and it was the janitor. and he's wearing the Freddy Krueger like sweater, which is so funny. But how cool is it that Kyle Garner got to be in 2 franchises, kind of started by Wes Craven? Nice.
Yeah. That's.
I wish he would have lived though. He dies.
He also played Flash in Smallville. That's right. I'm looking at his face and I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Let's talk Billy Loomis. Want to talk Billy Loomis?
Ooh, boy.
So, plot twist. Let him know.
Yeah. So you find out fairly early in the movie, maybe like 20 minutes, 30 minutes in, that Sam is Billy Loomis's real daughter. So she like told this whole story and how she found out and blah blah blah. And I guess her mother went to high school with Billy, and also the guy she winded up being with, and she didn't love Billy. She loved the dude she was like with, right. And so she just lied and said that like, oh, Sam is your kid. And then she found the journals where like where the mom came back and was like, oh yeah, really it was Billy. So it was kind of like yeah. So which was a weird twist. I liked it though. I liked it. I'm like, okay. The only problem I had with that was they don't really, the whole time I'm like, who the hell was their mom? Who was the mom? And I actually found a guy. Oh no, what do you think about that though?
So I thought it was an interesting plot twist. I thought they were gonna go down the route of like, the having serial killer blood in you. Does that make you do things that maybe you shouldn't? Because at some point in the movie, she does kill the killer, which is, spoiler alert. We got the spoiler kings. She kills the killer. We find out the 2 killers, and there's 2 in this one, are Amber, who's not that much of a memorable character in this one. She's a little crazy, and then Richie, who's played by Jack Quaid. Now, Richie made sense, but he was just too predictable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I kind of saw it coming. If you're going to do a requel, right, and you're going to do a callback to the original, why wouldn't the killer be the boyfriend in question? Who is it? That Tara only knew for 6 months. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And even Dewey called it.
Yeah.
Like
he did. So early in the movie.
Off the bat.
Yeah, and the killer, and he just squared him up like that. Yeah. I
was kind of upset about that because I like right away I'm like, well, they just told you. They just told you. I'm like, so the whole time I'm like, oh, it's him, and every time something like, he's never around when shit happens. So I was like, it was so obvious. It was super obvious.
For sure. But, and then one thing that bothered me, unless you want to say something real quick before I move on.
No, I was like, well, I was just gonna say, what about Amber? How'd you feel about Amber?
I didn't really remember her too much in the movie. She didn't really pop out. She didn't have memorable scenes where I was like, ooh, I wonder what she's up to. Or I wonder, like one movie that really calls back to me where I'm like, man, is Mickey in Scream 2. He was a good character. He was a good killer to where like I didn't know if it was going to be him or not. I really didn't. I almost thought the killer was going to be, the one that you said, Mindy, because she was really cool. She was a knowledgeable person of how things work in the whole Stab universe. And it would have been nice if she would have been the killer, turn it on itself. Usually Randy, who was the guy, or in the last one, it was like the techie dude. Like they never survived these things, Why not put him as a killer? That would have been, which kind of the last one. But anyways, she wasn't memorable to me, Amber.
In the original one, wasn't oh no, it was Randy that was the knowledgeable one, right? Randy, that wound up dying. Yeah.
Randy in one.
Yeah.
Second one, it was like Dewey, I guess. I don't know.
No, fuck, I don't remember who this killer was in the second one.
Oh, Dewey was. I'm sorry, Randy wasn't the second one, right? He didn't die that quick. He died in college. Yeah.
Yeah, he died in college. That's right.
So he was an eligible one for 1 and 2, then 3. No idea. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, she didn't do it for me. Amber, she's so skinny and small, and I know that it shouldn't matter, but she's the one that took on Dewey. I know Dewey's a little handicapped, but the believability, it was like, come on. Does she even eat her Wheaties? Like, is she?
Yeah.
How much she benching? I want to know.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it was her. You could have put it anybody else, and it would have been more believable.
Yeah. The whole
the reveal, it wasn't super shocking, like, and so I don't know. The ending didn't leave me like, whoa, which is why I gave it a later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got some trolls.
Yeah, I got some.
Let me just keep talking. So we had Roger L. Jackson continue to play the role of the phone of Ghostface when he answers the phone with the voice. I'm so glad they kept him in because he has such a sinister, like, evil sounding voice. I don't know if you know this, but in the VH1 continued TV show of Scream, they picked out, they didn't hire Roger L. Jackson, who's the OG one that's been playing Ghostface's voice. They didn't hire him. They should have. They could have. Mm-hmm. They chose not to.
Yeah.
And he sounds like trash. He doesn't sound intimidating to me in the TV show.
Yeah. No. So before I got interrupted with all the spam. So after I watched the movie, I was like, who's Sam's mom? Like, who is it? They don't really talk about it. They say Billy is the dad. They say that a bazillion times. It was cool. But they never say who the mom was. And obviously, Sam and Tara are obviously like Hispanic. It's like, Melissa Barrera and Jenny Ortega. So I was like, when in the first one was there not a white person?
Yeah, right.
so as I was looking for all this, because I was like, like everyone was blonde. Blonde, besides Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
So I looked and I found this guy, Mr. Masters, and he did some digging. And I'm not gonna play his video, but I saw this, and he showed this. He goes, "This is the only possibly non-white girl in the 1996 one."
Wow, that's potential.
She's got dark hair, so maybe so he's saying that this one shot with this one character could be Sam and Tara's mom.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So thank you, Mr. Masters. I don't know if it's true, but it's a pretty good guess, if I gotta say so. He does some kind of like face matching thing that he does here.
Wow, he went deep. My boy went deep. Shout out to Mr. Masters.
He went hardcore. Seriously. So I was like, I don't know, but definitely the dark hair. I don't know, but if I'll take it. I'm like, all right. This random character in the background that probably never said a word is the main character's mom now. But I guess you have. Oh, can you imagine? Like her whole career comes back from this one YouTube guy.
That'd be great.
That'd be super awesome. That'd be super like awesome. So yeah, so I didn't care. I thought Amber being the killer was out of left field. It made no sense. They didn't really set it up. Because she was a nobody. She was a nobody character.
You know how they met? Do you remember how they met? On Reddit.
I was gonna say online, right?
Just being obsessed over like how generic of a reason to meet up. Even the one with what is it, Scream 2, right, with Billy Loomis's mom, she went on a website and found Crazy Mickey, right? But at least she had a better tie into being a killer than being the mother of Billy Loomis, being salty over her son's death, that made more sense. But this one just too random up. So that means anybody could put on the Ghostface mask and be super lackluster. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on.
Yeah.
You got to have ties to the OGs in some way. They didn't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and that's what I felt was so this so disappointing in this one was it was just fanboys that
Mhm.
wanted to bring back a movie story, and I was like, oh, so stupid. It was
Yeah.
so stupid. I was
Mm.
and I don't know how you felt about the whole. This movie was very very meta, because it was Scream talking about Stab, but Stab is Scream, right? In the movie. So
Yeah.
it's basically like talking about itself in the movie that's talking about itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it at first I'm like, oh, that's cute, and then they kept talking like, oh, why are they calling this one Stab? Everyone knows it's Stab 8, blah blah blah. So same thing with
Funny.
Scream and it's doing, and it was kind of funny, but then it got very. They did it too much. Where I was like, I'm like, I get you're making fun of yourself. You're making fun that number 4 sucked. Like like they
Yeah.
legit like flat out said, Scream 4 sucks, but
Yeah.
just replace Scream with Stab. So
Pretty much.
it was that got a little much where I'm like, okay, I get it. You're making fun of yourself a lot, and they just kept doing it and doing it. And then it wind up being the reason why the killers were killing. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Amber,
And that for
the
the,
only
yeah,
the only connection she had was it her mom bought the house that Stu
yeah,
lived
yeah,
in. How,
yeah.
like
Stu's house.
you could try a little bit harder than that. A little bit.
Yeah. That's what made her obsessed. That's right. She became
Yeah.
obsessed after she found out that's the house. And then that's how she met with Richie. And which I get. I'm like, okay, people find interest online all the time and whatever, but then they go so far that they're like, oh, we have to reinvent the genre by creating a new story. And I was like,
Nope.
what is going on? And I was like, it makes no sense. That was so anti-Scream that it really kind of, this movie was a now for most of the time. And
Yeah.
then the
Yeah.
ending, for me, the ending really kind of was silly.
Yeah.
It didn't have that like, oh shit, this is connected and it's like all a big circle and blah blah blah. It's literally a fan fiction. And they also, Sam said that in the beginning. She goes, oh, so
Did.
I'm just in somebody's fan fiction. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said though, what do you think about the fight scene at the end? The big rumble in the house.
The big rumble in the house. It was cool. I like how what is it? Sydney and Gail kind of like double teamed, and they went in there like at the very end. It was cool to have them. And it was cool seeing Sam kill. I was wondering if she was gonna like unlock some killer instinct and maybe like show like I don't know a look to the camera where maybe she might be the next killer in the next movie or something. But I didn't get any of that. So
Nah.
that's me reaching though. So
Yeah. I mean, it had me right at the end where Richie was like, oh, it's your sister. I was like, oh shit, is it the sister? I was like, are they just gonna like really reverse card all of us and like really get us? And part of me kind of wish it was, but obviously they didn't do it. They didn't go that route. But we got a few in here. Billy's mom killed Randy. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's all. What, number 2? Yeah.
Yep.
And then Uli said, I was hoping Stu would be alive. That would be pretty awesome.
There is an internet controversy that's going around this topic exactly. People are still saying that he is still alive, and that in one of the previous scripts, he was meant to be alive and be the killer. But they scrapped those ideas because stuff kept getting leaked online. Even in the what was it? In Scream 2, the original killers were supposed to be Mickey and the black girlfriend, the black girl. She was supposed to be the killer.
In Scream 2?
Scream 2, yeah.
Mm.
Which was like the best friend of Sidney, and that was her obsession, and blah blah blah. Like that would have made really cool sense and whatnot. So, in a different timeline, Stu is supposed to be alive, and he's like changed his name or something, or I don't know what. But then again, he's also an accomplice to serial killing. So how would you keep him alive and not be in jail or prison?
Yeah.
So that doesn't make too much sense. I don't know, but that's what's been talked about recently. Oh, that's right. That's what they changed.
It's because of Columbine. Stu was gonna have high school kids be the killer. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, they could have done that.
I feel like they could have maybe revisited that in this one. Can you imagine if like Stu like manipulated Amber? That would have made more sense. You know, it's like she started to get the fascination, you know, because they're in the house, and she kind of like dragged him back into it, but then he would have like kind of like surpassed it and then started manipulating her and have her doing stuff.
I can see that. Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, you know, maybe I don't know. I mean, that would make a little bit more sense rather than two people meet on Reddit and decide to do that. You know, it's like if you would have had Stu and then you would have connected the legacy characters to the new characters.
It would have. It would have been just poetic. It would have been so cool. It would have.
I'm giving it to you guys right now. Scream 6 might happen. I'm pretty sure after the way this ended and the positive reviews it's getting, because it's mostly positive. All in all, I enjoyed the film. It was just missing a few things that would have been like, damn, awesome. But if they make a 6, I'll probably go see a 6 for sure.
I'll watch it. I hope they bring back Sam and Tara because they're both still alive.
For sure. I like that. But seeing Jack Quaid, which is Richie, be a bad guy was a little weird though.
Yeah,
because he's one of the main characters in The Boys. I don't know if you watch The Boys.
Watch The Boys.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's so good. Season 3 is gonna start for sure.
No shit.
Yes. Yeah, Dennis Quaid's son.
I see it now. Wow.
Yeah. Dennis Quaid and
I met Dennis Quaid.
Oh my god. Oh, what's the mom? The mom is famous too. Why am I having such a brain fart? Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan. Wow.
Yeah. Which is awesome because on the first season of The Boys, Meg Ryan was there a lot, and like everybody was like all like fangirling over Meg Ryan because it's like it's Meg Ryan, you know.
That's
so
yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So, but
Dennis Quaid shot a movie at my high school. That's the only reason why. Almonton High School, and they did like really bad editing. I think you could even see the Almonton logo on some of the screen. Yeah, I kept looking out for because I'm like, man, if our school was getting taken over for like a year or a year and a half or something, like where a lot of the school was just off limits because they were just using it, and the field too. So Almonton High School, by Damon and Foster, super northeast. It has one of the greatest football fields next to like Lane Tech. They got a bunch of funding from the mayor or something, or I forgot what. Someone wrote an essay and got a grant, and some other crazy Cinderella story type stuff happened, and they got this badass field. It's amazing. They got a track around that thing too. But yeah.
And I know which one that is. I didn't know it was part of the school though. I thought it was like, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
right there.
The person who got the grant was from the school. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's super awesome. What movie was it? Do you know?
Oh, the Polar Express. That doesn't sound right.
No, like the Christmas
something
movie?
Express. So it has a weird title that reminds me of Christmas, but it's not Christmas. I don't know how to describe it. Let me see if I can find it. I'll find it. But yeah, it's something Express. The some damn. Now you got me. You got me curious.
But yeah, man. Anything else about Scream?
No, that's it from me. Let's want to talk about DVD a little bit.
Yeah, we can get into that. Yeah, it had potential all the way to the very, very end to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like original Scream, right, almost right there. And then, like I said, man, a horror film, a scary film is always determined on how it ends. If the ending sucks, then the whole movie is just kind of, you know,
True.
it all depends on how it ends. It wasn't the worst ending, but I felt like they could have got a really, really good ending instead of going with the silly 4chan Reddit BFF shit. So I don't know. Anything else before we head out?
Nah, that's it for me. You stay classy.
Yes, giveaways. We are gonna do another giveaway. I promise. A video should come out tomorrow or Wednesday. We're gonna do a giveaway video. I'm not sure what yet, but we will. We're gonna try to get back into that again. But cool. All right, man. And then we'll see you guys next week. I'm not sure what movie, but we'll figure it out and we'll see what's going on. But
stay tuned.
All right, man. Yep. All right. See you guys later.
Deuces.